and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to give you guys 2 practical tips for living in the end and sustaining the state of living in the end, no matter what your desire is. I am often asked this question by people: how do I get to living in the end and how do I maintain the state of living in the end? So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So I know that for a lot of people, living in the end in the first place, getting to the state of living in the end in the first place can be quite tricky and quite challenging, especially when it comes to desires that matter a lot to you, desires that you may have a lot of resistance to, desires that for any reason you might feel are impossible or very hard to get, and overall desires that you may perceive as difficult or impossible or challenging or something along those lines. What I find though that is equally challenging for most people, if not a lot more challenging than getting to the state of living in the end in the first place, is sustaining that state. Sustaining that state and making it dominant day after day after day in your life until you finally start seeing movement in the 3D, or your manifestation comes in the 3D, or somehow you start getting evidence from the outer world, from the 3D world, that what you're doing internally is actually working. And obviously this is also a question that I'm asked a lot by a lot of my coaching clients. How do I sustain that state of the wish fulfilled? How do I sustain that state of living in the end? So through a lot of observation, both of myself and my own personal experience, as well as my coaching clients, I can tell you that the 2 most practical tips about continuing to live in the end, sustaining that feeling of living in the end day after day after day, and the 2 things that I have personally found to work the best, in addition to practicing your techniques and embodying the state of the wish fulfilled as best as you can, are these. Number 1, finding ways to be happy with your life today, here, and right now. Even if you don't yet have your manifestation, even if your life is not ideal, even if you feel that it still takes a lot of improvement, you can still find ways, and you need actually to still find ways to be happy and satisfied with your life today, right now, and right here. It doesn't mean that you don't desire better for yourself. It doesn't mean that you're not imagining better for yourself. It doesn't mean that you're giving up on your manifestation. Of course you want your manifestation. Of course you want your desire to add to who you already are and to what you already have. Of course you want to live the experience of your manifested desire. This is the entire point of conscious manifesting. But at the same time, consider this. What is the main reason for which you're manifesting your desire or desires? The reason is because you want to feel that satisfaction. You want to feel that wholeness. You want to feel that fulfillment within yourself. You want to feel content. You want to feel calm. You want to feel well and fine, in a nutshell. So even if your desire has not manifested yet, by finding ways to be satisfied with your life the way it is right now, finding ways to be grateful about the things that you do have right now, even if you're hoping for improvements, you can absolutely hope and intend for improvements in your life. That is one of the surest ways to put you in the state of the wish fulfilled. Because like I just said, you are hoping to have your manifestation, you want your manifestation because you want that mental and emotional state. That's what you're after. You're after the satisfaction that this mental and emotional state of having it is going to give you. You are looking at and anticipating the inner emotional and mental satisfaction that the accomplishment of your desire, the fulfillment of your desire is going to bring into your life. So by taking your life as it is right now, even if it's imperfect, even if there are things in it that you don't prefer or maybe you don't even like, Feeling content and satisfied right here, right now, already puts you in the state of fulfillment, in the state of contentment, and in that state of all is well, I am fine, I feel good, everything is okay, which is the exact feeling you're after through the manifestation of your desire. And what you're doing is you're giving that feeling to yourself right now, regardless of your life circumstances. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. This is why I always tell people, follow your joy. Do the things that you enjoy. Do the things that make you happy. Do the things that fill you and fulfill you and fill your heart. Surround yourself with people you enjoy being around. Pursue your interests, pursue your hobbies, pursue your goals. In other words, be as content and as satisfied as you can with your life as it is right now. This in itself, you guys, puts you in the state of the wish fulfilled, in the end state, and allows you to detach at least some from needing your desire in order to feel happiness, needing your desire in order to feel that feeling of satisfaction and fulfillment and contentment and that feeling of, whew, all is well, all is fine. The second practical thing to do, which I also mentioned in another video recently, is not to push yourself to accept that your reality is different to what it is right now. It is absolutely okay to do your inner practices, do your inner techniques, or whatever you have decided to do once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day, or maybe once every few days if you're more advanced or if you don't feel that you need to do it so often. And then the rest of the time, live in the positive expectancy of, yes, I expect my desire to manifest. Yes, I'm anticipating it. Yes, I know it's coming. Yes, I know it's going to manifest in my reality. Versus feeling that you have to pretend to yourself and lie to yourself and fool yourself that your desire is here right now. You don't need that kind of resistance. You don't have to create that kind of resistance and that extra layer of resistance. And instead, living in that state of positive expectancy, that state of anticipation, that state of, I know it's happening. I have that inner knowing. I have that inner confidence that it's going to manifest any day now, is enough and sufficient to keep you in the state of the wish fulfilled day after day. You don't have to pretend. I've said in other videos that when you do your inner practices, your mind does not distinguish between future and present. Everything is experienced in the now, in the present. So every time you do your inner techniques, every time you do your affirmations, every time you do your inner conversations, every time you visualize, your mind perceives it as it's happening right now. However, for the rest of the time, outside of your inner practice, when you're going about your life, when you're at work, for example, it's absolutely okay to be telling yourself it's going to happen, it's going to manifest, I'm expecting it, I'm anticipating it, I know it's happening, I have this feeling that it's happening. I repeat, you don't have to give yourself that extra resistance of trying to pretend that it's here right now if your senses don't show it to you yet in the 3D. So, number 1, find ways to be satisfied and content with your life the way it is right now, and to follow your joy and to give yourself that fulfillment and that contentment and that satisfaction, regardless of whether your desire has manifested yet. And number 2, living in that positive expectancy, that positive anticipation of your desire manifesting, are 2 of the most effective, in my opinion and in my experience, practical things you can do to keep yourself sustainably and dominantly in the wish fulfilled. Try them and see how they work for you, and don't be surprised if you see fast results just from doing these 2 simple practical things. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.